Hey, what is up everyone? Sergeant Kenai here, and today we are going to be talking about my series Massive Chalice. I just recorded the 2 videos today. By the time this video will go up, it will be the next day of when all the videos are out. But I have decided, after thinking about it for a while, that I'm going to stop playing Massive Chalice for now, because I don't want to have to go through the same process again right now. I feel like if I were to be, so I really do want to complete the game, but I feel like if I force myself into going into the game right now and pretty much going through the same scenarios, of course, because the scenarios don't change, they happen at a certain time in the game, and it's always like the same reactions every time. So I don't want to force myself to go into the game right now, because I feel like if I did that, I would really start to resent the game. I really like the game for what it is, but because I'm dying so much, and I feel like while I'm progressing in years, I don't feel like I'm gonna make it to the end. I'm gonna die, like, for sure. I wish I didn't start dying out. It just is really unfortunate, because I felt like the game was going decently. I'm not gonna say I was doing really well, and I'm not gonna say I was getting crapped on, but everything was going really decently, as my hunters had very strong relics. The relics were all the way leveled up, and they were doing really good damage, being able to take out people before they even got to me. And every time I checked my hunter house, the keep, where the hunter bloodline was, there was always 4 or 5 trainees. And so when one of my hunters would die, or both of them would die as old age, because they wouldn't die in battle after like 4 or 5 battles, there would be 4 or 5 trainees. So 2 of the trainees would get the relics, and then the other 3 trainees would be one of the people that continued the bloodline, and then from other houses continued that bloodline as well. But when they died, there was just no one there. Like, my hunter, I realized when the head of the hunter household died, there was just no trainees, and there was no one who could. There was one person who could take over the household, but there was no other hunters to take over the household, so there was no one who was able to hold the relics. And while I could have just said, and not giving people your relics causes them to have the relic be buried with them, and not happening. No, I need that freaking relic, because relics are very powerful weapons instead of the normal weapons. And I just felt like my hunter house fell apart, and I had no idea it was happening. Every time I checked, there was 4 or 5 trainees. Then all of a sudden the household dies, there's no trainees, and there's no one to really replace that household. I had to adopt a bunch of children from the chalice to even make it survive, and it still died. It's unfortunate. And my hunters, as I really enjoy ranged attack. I mean, it's in my name. It's Kenai. It's based off ranging things. Bows and arrows are huge for me. I think they're awesome. And since my hunter line died, which is everything I focused on, the game pretty much went downhill from that point. I started, the first battle I lost 3 people and only 2 people survived, and then the next episode in the battle I lost 4 people and only had my hunter survive, who is a really freaking bad hunter. He's slow and has some other, I think he's a slow and an impressionable one. Impressionable I don't really care, but slow is horrible. It's so bad on a hunter. You can't move anywhere. It's bad on anyone. I mean, you have 0 mobility. I mean, typical range. Let's give an example of what a typical range of any of the characters would, with no altering statuses on their range. Let's say this is their typical range in which they can move, and this would be extra range where they can move and not attack. Here it is with quick. Quick, this is their range, and this is their extra range when they can't attack. And then here's when they have slow. This is their range they can move and attack, and this is their range where they can move and not attack. And no, it was horrible. It was really freaking bad. If you guys watch the videos, I mean, I know they're kind of long videos, but I just kind of want to get through a lot of years in the game. because I wanted to progress and make it less videos and finish the series. But that happened, and I don't know, I'm just kind of screwed. I figured in my head, I was like, okay, this series is going to be over soon, and then I get that happening. So, and I'm just like kind of very frustrated about it. I'm just going to take a break from the game because I don't want to have a bad, notion towards the game. It's a very good game, and I think it's a game a lot of people should check out. But I'm going to take a break from it. Maybe I'll come back to it in like a month or two, or maybe like after another game series. I'll come back to it because it is in beta, so there is a lot of things that change. It's in like 8.86 right now, so it's still got a lot of things that can go, and maybe I'll come back to it when it's fully released. It's just it's really pretty annoying sometimes. Like it's annoying that this happened to me, and I'm sure there was a lot of things I could have done that could have prevented it, and it went off really, and could have been really well, and I could have saved where I wasn't recovered. But I'm not that experienced. Maybe I'm not that much of a strategical mind. I can't sit there and figure out what would be the best option. So unfortunately, I'm gonna end the series, and I'm gonna move on to a new series. I'm not quite sure what it's going to be yet. The video will probably be coming out tomorrow. I'm going to have this video in the place of Massive Chalice's normal time slot, which is usually around 6 p.m. Eastern, Pacific. Why did I say Eastern? PST is what I meant. So there's a lot of games I have that I could move over to. I'm looking at my Steam library. I'm considering, like I said earlier, going to the Moon. I feel like that'd be a really fun RPG. I heard it was really good, and it would be a nice break and change of pace from a strategical game, which I really like. Which I would really like to enjoy right now is what I meant. And I don't know. Other than that, I'm not quite sure what I would want to do. I need to find more games because I feel like I know January and February is the time of the year where there's just really not a lot of games coming out, and I need to be careful because I need to have content for that time. So if you guys have any recommendations, I know Piano Man recommended Super Meat Boy, but I've already played Super Meat Boy on my channel like about a year ago, and it just wasn't a very good thing to record later as time went on because certain levels take so long to complete if you're trying to 106% complete it, which is what I was trying to complete, but unfortunately wasn't able to do it. So I'll see you guys next time. I normally would shout someone out, but this is not really a Sergeant Keen Eyes talk. This is more of a channel update on a series specifically. There's nothing much else. That was my phone, sorry. There's nothing much else to update. I probably won't even call this a Sergeant Keen Eyes talk. I'll probably just call it I'll probably just use Massive Chalice and say like Massive Chalice update. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully, when Massive Chalice does come back, we have a great time playing the game.